Hi, this is Rabbi Zach Pleasant, and you are listening to You've Always Belonged Here, Temple Israel of Westport's new podcast. Each week, we will share moments from the Bima given by our clergy team or conversations with members of our staff or community.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Slim odds yet again that we would be on the beach, and we made it. That's right. I was thinking about the past 2 weeks, past 2 Fridays, as I was leaving Shabbat. I walked outside our synagogue doors, and I was stopped in my tracks at the sight of the most beautiful rainbow. Who saw this, either last week or the week before? I'm not just talking about a sliver of fading light, but truly a full rainbow that extended from one side to the other directly over the synagogue. And my first thought when I saw this was, God is doing the most this Pride Month. But it really did make me pause, as I know it did for so many of us heading home that evening, and just take in the wonder of this miraculous awe that is a rainbow. In Judaism, we have a blessing for just about everything, but one of my favorite facts is that we have a blessing that we are to say upon seeing a rainbow. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, blessed are you God, Zocher habrit, who remembers the covenant, v'ne'eman bivrito, who is faithful to it, v'kayam b'ma'amaro, and who upholds its promise. This blessing, of course, harks back to the story of Noah and the flood, in which the rainbow served as a sign of peace after the storm. A symbol to Noah and all who followed that God would never again destroy humanity. And there are some modern scholars that believe that the rainbow is only a semicircle because it is incomplete. We can look to the sky and see God's promise to protect humanity, but it is our job here on earth to do the same. To recognize that each and every life is sacred. And so in a way, the rainbow embodies our most core Jewish value. As our Torah teaches, we are all made B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter who you love, holy just as you are. When we celebrate Pride Shabbat, we do so then not to only uplift and celebrate the LGBTQ community, but to also affirm that queer identity and Jewish values are deeply interconnected. In 1978, a Jewish-born activist and politician, Harvey Milk, one of the first openly gay politicians in America, saw the need to create a unifying symbol of hope for the queer community. Something that could serve as a positive, joyful symbol that would directly serve in contrast to the stigmatizing pink triangle LGBTQ prisoners were made to wear in Nazi Germany. And so Milk commissioned his friend, a young artist and activist, Gilbert Baker, to help create an image that would represent this rainbow of humanity. And the rainbow flag was born. What could be a truer symbol of pride than a rainbow flag? Waving tall, visible, even in the strongest of winds. A natural symbol of both struggle and liberation, and of peace after a storm. And I would argue that that blessing we say upon seeing a rainbow can speak not only to God's miracles, but to the miracle that is the queer community, that is this rainbow of humanity. Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you God, Zocher habrit, who remembers the covenant, and who charges us to remember our ancestors, Jewish, queer, those who stood up against oppression, who did not compromise on their identity even when it was dangerous, and who have legacies of bravery that paved the way. V'ne'eman bivrito, blessed are you God, who is faithful to the covenant, and who reminds us that faith is believing in a future that might feel impossible, but that history reminds us can be as miraculous as seas parting from narrowness to expansiveness. And that word v'ne'eman, meaning faith or trust, is rooted in the word amen, as in, I believe you, I see you, I'm with you. Life-affirming words of faith for our queer and trans community members. V'kayam b'ma'amaro, blessed are you, God, who upholds the promise that all of humanity is sacred, each and every person created in your image, and who charges us to uphold our end of that promise for ourselves and all those around us. A rainbow is a mysterious thing. It is not bound to time or space or season. We cannot snap our fingers and make it appear or disappear. And our Torah does not try to explain its dazzling complexity other than telling us it is hope piercing through the clouds. And so when we are lucky enough to lift our eyes and catch a glimpse of that blessing, may we know that that promise is meant for all of us, for all of you, holy just as you are.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of You've Always Belonged Here. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. To learn more about Temple Israel, visit our website, tiwestport.org, follow us on Instagram at Temple Israel Westport, or like us on Facebook, Temple Israel of Westport, Connecticut.